What up, what up, what up? It is your boy Millie Mill and Rita P. And what we finna do, keep it real. Thank
Real.
y'all for coming into the room today. So today we have a real topic for you guys, but before we get into the realness, we're going to always start it off on a light note. So both of us are going to express an artist that we love, but has been underrated and not getting the recognition that they need. So actually, I'm gonna let Rita P start off, and then I'm gonna come with mine when she's done.
Oh, I don't like anxiety. I got anxiety because I'm definitely want to hear who you have to say.
Right.
Um, there's a lot of underrated artists, but
It's
one
a lot.
I will highlight, and she's my fave. I just loved her from day one, from the hood R&B to the country songs. I love me some K Michelle. I know
Right.
she done did some crazy stuff in the media. She done had some botched surgeries, but that voice, baby,
That
it
voice.
carries the notes. Okay.
Like she always gets the comparison to Keisha Cole, but K Michelle held her own. You know, she was actually at my birthday party a few years ago in LA.
What?
My
At what?
homeboy, you didn't know that?
No.
My homeboy, what was that? Oh God, what year was that? 2014. He used to like um, host these parties in LA.
Hmm.
And it was my birthday. I just broke up with my ex, and I didn't really have nothing going on with my birthday. And that year, he like first of all, like the night of my birthday, he cooked tacos and made tacos. So you know, like LA nigga, you can't go wrong with tacos.
Right, right. That part.
And so he threw a whole party. I gotta find the flyer. He made a whole flyer, and K Michelle was there. It was at the Palace in Hollywood, across the street from the Abbey. We had that first floor entrance when you come in there right off of, I forget what street that is. Anyway, where they had like the little showers and shit. It was a whole thing. I think actually, I don't know why I didn't call you. Maybe you can come. I think Sakanda came. I know Ramaya came. My brothers came. It was so many people that came out. I was like, oh my God. And then he had K Michelle here, and I'm like,
How did I mean? Like it was just ran. He knows her. That's his homegirl.
yeah, like that's what he did. Unfortunately, he died last year. You know, you ever did I ever tell you about my friend Ivan Daniel?
Mm-mm.
Ivan Daniel was a longtime friend from when I was probably about 19 um, until, oh gosh, until he died.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one sec, one sec. Move, move.
I want y'all look while we on hold. This hair, y'all. I got the it got to get tamed, right?
Yeah, but he knew everybody from the gutter to A-list celebrities, and it was like even one time he took me out and Jody Watley's stylist was opening the store downtown LA, and this dude put up in his Bentley, another dude put up in a Corvette, and we were outside drinking, and I'm like, oh my God, like we got cups outside. You know, you can't do that in LA. That's not like Vegas or New
Right.
Orleans. And the cops pulled by and they saw who was getting out them cars and they hit it. Well, he told me, he was like, these are the two biggest dope dealers in LA. And that's what I said. I was like, are we safe? Like,
Right.
like, I'm like, brother,
Listen. Listen.
listen, like, look, I've seen First 48. I haven't watched all of, what's that show in Baltimore? But anyway, I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And the grimiest dude was in the Bentley. He had like dreads or whatever. He was real grimy looking. And we were sitting there eating food. And he came over there, you done with your food? And he was like taking plates, throwing them away. And I'm like, As long as they don't start shooting.
Right, right, right.
But just saying that, then he introduced me to like some A-list celebrities too. So he like knew everybody from the gutter to A-list, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
You knew my girl K Michelle.
and knew my girl K Michelle,
She
and
my friend in my head.
I
She
wish I
my
would have
friend in
known.
my head. And let me tell you, and then she was my BFF at one point because I had went to a concert in
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. It was at the Hard Rock Cafe, I believe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, she's one of my sorority sisters. So I was like, ooh, whoop at her. She ooh with me back. I was like, hey, that's my
You would have
girl.
loved her because she is so sweet. She's not like the love and hip hop chick that you saw on there. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
She was so sweet and she was so humble, and I'm like, I knew that's who he was gonna be. You know,
right, right.
everybody just thought she was like Keisha Cole, and I'm like, no, K Michelle actually.
Can
I kind of
sing.
want to say K
You know?
Michelle could sing circles around Keisha
That's what
Cole.
I said. She can sing. Not saying that Keisha Cole can't sing, but K Michelle can sing with an A.
Right. Keisha
Yeah.
Cole could sing too. You know what I mean? Like
Okay,
I'm
see,
not
this is the
going
thing about Keisha Cole with me. I feel like on any given day, if I could hold a good note, I sound like Keisha Cole,
that part.
especially in the bathroom, right? With the acoustic. I could hold me a note,
Right. You know
love,
everybody
right?
finna right.
But K Michelle, I can't sing, and I definitely
I,
can't
I
yodel.
I
Okay.
can't. I definitely can't yodel, and I can't even get to the fact where her voice is because, like, she's definitely underrated. Like, she does
Definitely.
stuff, and you like, wow, like, I didn't know you was able to do that. Just looking at you as a TV personality, you know,
Right.
I
Right. And
wouldn't have
she's so
known
tiny
you.
with a big voice.
Huh?
She's so tiny with a big voice.
I know she is. She
I like
is,
her.
and she's so sweet. She's so country. She's
Okay, tell me
so
who your person is, because you know my anxiety is killing me. You
So
know my Leo be
mine
wanting to know.
is one that's near and dear to my heart. Actually, she was part of the family, and she was part of the family because she used to actually date my uncle. But
Oh,
mine is Donna Summer.
shut up.
Donna
Okay.
Summer does not, to me. Hold on, I'm trying to get this camera straight because y'all don't need to be out of my background. But she is near and dear to my heart. Her and my uncle dated for years. She has such a beautiful voice that I think got lost in the era that she came in, which was the disco era.
Right,
But
right.
the thing too with Donna Summer, which is more personal to me, is she was a Christian woman and she saved my uncle. And my uncle introduced my mom to Christ because of her. So that's
Okay.
how I became a Christian. So I would have never known the Lord like the way I know the Lord if it wasn't for her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because my mom saw my uncle, she was like, "Oh my God, like what is this going on? Like what is this light that you have?" Um, and he showed her what Donna showed him. And I'm
Hmm.
like, that is so special. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
very.
But at the same time, like listening to her music and even going back to some of her vocal abilities and her riffs and runs, I'm like, even Beyonce in her first album contributed Donna Summers with the Love to Love You Baby.
Hmm.
Even with the Renaissance album, the Pure Honey or whatever was very Donna
Hmm.
Summers esque. You
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
the whole deliverance of the music. So I'm like, Donna Summer don't get her aspect. And then that she was a clown and a fool, and a lot of people don't know that about her. Like she was actually a cool person.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm like that. That's
Definitely gonna
my
have to listen to her because you know I listen to the commercialized stuff, obviously, right?
right, right, right.
I haven't listened to, dug deeper into her, but I definitely will put her. She's on my radar now.
Yeah.
Cause I be doing my little mini concerts in the morning in the car. So give me some little
And
Donna
then
Summer
it was
thing.
like recently, I was like, let me go back and listen to some of her stuff, and I was like, just listening
But
to the
I'm
vocals, and I'm like, wow, like, oh my god, girl, like you was really doing this shit, like
right, right.
back in the day, and you set a bar for a lot of people. You know, Diana Ross, I think was right before her, but you know what I mean? She like made her own mark, but I think because of the disco era came and went so fast that she
Hmm.
got like kind of got lost in that.
Right,
But people didn't give her the credit that she was actually due for the work that she did. So
right.
yeah,
She had a. I had to look up Donna Summer right now. She had
yeah.
an album that came out in April.
Recently,
Yeah, it says April 28th, 2025.
I didn't even
It's
see that
called
on Apple Music.
Cats Without Claws. Oh, it says 40th anniversary. So maybe she redropped something that she had.
Probably. Well, you know, she passed away, so her family probably redropped something that
Yeah,
she had. So
yeah.
yeah, but
I feel
that's
like
my
did
one.
I know that she passed away? Did I know that?
I don't know if
What
you
about
knew
me?
that she passed away
Okay.
like in 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen,
2010.
I be keeping people alive and be killing off people too. I'm like, you did. They be like,
So
no. I
people
be
like
like,
they be
oh, I'm
like, oh,
sorry.
right. I be looking like they ain't dead. I thought they died a long time ago. Like, oops.
Right.
Hope
Sorry,
y'all don't ever
sorry.
think
My
that about
respect.
my
My
ass.
condolences out of summer.
Right,
Yeah.
love y'all. Mwah.
Right.
Um.
She
So okay, y'all,
was.
we got through our favorite underrated singer of this series. Now we're gonna get into the actual show. So today we're getting on some real shit, and what we talking about is gonna be perimenopause and men aging over 40 and having an issue to deal with that. So,
Hmm.
do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So, the thing that I want to talk about with the men is we have a lot of dudes out here who I'm over 40 and I'm not going to hesitate. I don't care. I earned every year that I made. Um, and trust me, I paid for every year that I made. But
Okay. Facts.
so
Facts.
I'm not going to be ashamed of nothing. But there's a lot of dudes in my age that I went to high school with that I've heard from, that I've dealt with, that I've talked to like other people with, and they have a real issue with getting older. For me, I don't know if it was an issue because I started graying in our senior year of high school. Like my first gray hair was senior high school, and Erica. One time we was walking and she was like, "You got a piece of lint in your
Your
hair," and
mic
she
went out.
pulled it, and I was like, "Oh wait a minute,
I'm
that's
not quite sure
attached."
how to help you with that.
Your mic went out.
Oh, did it?
Oh, now it's back on. It's back.
Okay. Yeah, so I was walking with Erica and she was like, "Oh, you have some lint in your hair." And I'm like, "Okay, like why do I have lint in my hair?" And I'm like, "Well, get it out." And so she pulled it and I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's attached." You know, and she pulled it and it was a it was a long ass gray hair. So like ever since then I noticed like I had started graying. So it was kind of like at a young age I had to start dealing with it
Hmm.
and didn't want to. And my mom, she was like, I started graying at like 19, 20.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a family hereditary thing. And in the midst of it, like, I always like, okay, I don't want to look old. So I always took a nap. I always drank a lot of water. I always, took my vitamins and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But never really doing too much trying to reverse the clock.
Right.
I'm like, nigga, I'm finna get old. I'm getting older. Like, I
Look,
can't
and they
stop
always
it.
told us black don't crack, so we not trying. We wasn't. I wasn't worried about cracking, right?
I wasn't worried either. And I mean, I got a little line here, a little line there, but ain't
But
nothing
still,
cracked. Look at them. Ain't nothing
right,
cracked. Just a
right.
little gray. But so you know what I mean. To me, it was more so like it was a graceful thing going on. Like I was just aging. This is what happens. My mind gets better. My knees get worse. You know what I mean? It's whatever the fuck is finna happen.
Right.
So I was looking at dudes and like our first class reunion. Some of them like in 10 years they had just exploded, like got super big and bald. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what I mean? I understand you got kids, you got life or whatever. Like, I get it. You know, I'm
Right.
not judging. And
Right.
then when I went to the 20-year reunion, like some of them were just looking so next to death. If I can say.
Not Tales of the Crypt Keeper ish. Is that what
I was
that's
in a crib and I was like, what the fuck is going on with y'all? And I'm like, I'm the same age as y'all. Probably, a few months older than you, and y'all still looking like the Crypt Keeper. What the hell is going on? And so as I was talking to people, like, it was certain people, oh, my hair's thinning and blah, blah, blah. I'm going bald, and like, they were really depressed about that. Um, the middle age bulge, they were like really like having a big issue with that, and like really getting depressed. And like with me, hold on, you can't see shit. I should have kept my hat on, um because my
I
hair's
see
messed
you,
up
Salt and
now.
Pepper. I see you, Salt and Pepper.
My hair's messed up. I got my brush right here, but you know what I mean. It's not as thick as it used to be, but it ain't bald. It ain't thin. But
Right.
to me, it's like I always think of the other side of the coin is I could be 6 feet under.
Yeah.
So deal with it, and a lot of them don't know how to deal with it, especially if they were the jock or if they were the pretty boy in the high school.
Mr.
Um,
Popularity.
Mr.
Right.
Popularity, and then once you leave high school, you're not Mr. Popularity no more because you in the real world, don't nobody give a damn about you.
That part.
That
That
part.
part.
That part. So a lot of them like really was struggling. Like I don't know how to maintain lifestyles, and I saw them still doing the lame shit they was doing in high school, and I had to just start talking to them like, bro, okay, you are this age now. This is not acceptable. You know, you look like an idiot for one. You
Hmm.
trying to be the ladies' man. You trying to be Mr. Popularity. You trying to do all this shit. You are 300 pounds and you bald now. You're not cute. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you today. Okay.
But you know I'm telling the truth.
You are. You are.
You know I'm
But I
telling the
ain't gonna
truth.
play with
But I'm like, bro, okay, so you got to get in where you fit in. Like, where do you
you
fit in now in your new reality? Because 1997 is not 2025.
at all.
You got to figure
At
out
all.
who you are today. Like, you can still be cute, bald headed, and 300
Embrace
pounds.
it, right? Because all that,
Embrace it.
what's that little stuff they be putting a little black little dye or I don't know, shoe polish. I don't know what it is. Trying to make them create a hairline, create hair. Like, no. And
Hmm.
some people with these braids, I mean, I ain't gonna say people, I'm saying some men, because we're gonna get to
Hmm.
women in a moment.
Hmm.
But with these braids that start way back, baby, cut it off.
All
Let
right.
it go.
Like, my forehead ain't that far back.
No.
Now I'm sorry, y'all. The older I get, the straighter my hair gets. Unfortunately. So it does look a little crazy because I got this hat on, but it just like the curl is leaving and it gets straighter and straighter. And I mean that's hereditary because my grandfather was the same thing. If I show y'all a picture of him, y'all gonna be like, "Damn, is that your brother?" Because I've seen pictures of my grandfather at my auntie's house, and I'm like, I don't remember taking that picture. And they're like, that's not you,
That is not you.
right? But embrace it. It's like you can't sit here wearing skinny jeans and sagging pants and you know what I mean, and the shit you used to wear. You don't have to
Right.
put on a suit and tie.
You
Granted,
ain't, and you definitely ain't gotta wear dad jeans, right?
you don't have. Please don't
But
wear dad jeans. We're not.
please,
We
but
will never be there.
definitely dress for your age, dress for your. And I was gonna say your maturity level, but some of these
Mm.
niggas, I mean, excuse me, some of these men are young, so
You
they probably are dressing for the maturity level. But let's dress like we're somebody's role models,
And
somebody's.
that's the other issue too. Is it's like we've gotten to this 40 plus age. And some of y'all niggas is still acting like you in high school, like your maturity level is not grown.
at
And it's
all.
embarrassing. It's
Like, are
really
you
embarrassing. Like
traumatized and you get stuck at the trauma age? Because what's going on?
I look at you and I'm like, you really sitting around here going around life acting like this? Like, bro, like, can
Right,
I pull you to the side and have a like one on one with you because you're really making yourself look stupid? And I don't know if you thought it looked attractive. Maybe your mama's still egging you on because your mama always you always gonna be her baby, but
don't nobody love you like your mama.
right. But you look stupid as fuck walking around here acting like this. Like, dude,
Right,
stop. You know, it's a time that you need to grow up. And we start going through our male menopause and our male what's that, midlife crisis is the one I'm looking
hmm
for. And it's like we want to make sure we still got it. I get that. I understand that. But you don't have to sacrifice yourself. Like if I go out and I'm dressed in whatever I'm wearing, and a little youngin flirts with me or whatever, I'm like, hey, I still got it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not
right,
finna
right,
like sit here and act like I'm 20 years old.
right, right, right,
If I go somewhere and they card me, I'm like, yes, yes. Look, let me show you this card. I'm happy to show you this card. Thank you,
right. Baby, she's 45, okay?
man. And here, boop, you can see the whole kit and caboodle. So you know what I mean. I'm not gonna sit here and try to play it off like I'm not the age I am.
Right,
But that's what I want a lot of our men to understand. It's like, as long as you live, you're gonna get older.
right,
As long as you live, you're gonna mature if you allow yourself to mature, and that's what they really need to do is allow themselves to mature, but at the same time embrace what God is giving you. Because me being over 40, the mental state that I got now, I wish I had it at 18, 19, 20, 30.
hmm hmm
Because the shit that don't get on my nerves no more. The
right,
shit that I don't give a fuck about no more is so relieving. And it's like people are like, oh, I got this issue, I got this issue. And I'm like, that's a you issue. Like, I'm to the point where I don't even give a fuck about this shit no more.
right.
Leave me alone with that. Go on to your mammy, go on to whoever else you got to talk about and deal with that minuscule issue and then come with me when you got some real shit.
Right, right.
Now I'm gonna let you go ahead
And
and go on.
I was going to say, and I think another thing on that too is when we get older and we go into, the age where we're in our midlife crisis, right? We're looking for things, and we're
Yeah.
looking to see like what our quality of life is. We start worrying about how people are going to see us, what are people going to say about me when I die.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're stuck at such that young age, you're not moving forward, so you're not transitioning into the normal developmental stage that you're supposed to be at when you're our age, which kind of hinders you, right, from
Well,
being
yeah.
a positive contribution to society, from giving back to the community, just maturing just all together. So I just feel like when people just embrace it and just let it naturally happen. Like it's okay to be old because there may be some things that you didn't do that you wanted to do, and you may not necessarily be able to do them, but you can help someone else in giving back, right?
One thing too, that has been always a motivation for me is, say for instance with my mom. You've known her for years.
hmm
She's been doing hair for years. She's always wanted her own shop for years. She didn't finally open her own shop until 2021 when she was 71 years old. And one thing she always told me, she's like, you're never too old to grow. You're never too old to build until you die. She said,
Right,
so as long as you living, keep growing, keep moving forward, keep learning new things. She said, you can't not stop learning. And she's
right,
like, this is a dream that I've wanted all these years. And it took me to be 71 years old to finally get my own shop. And I mean, when I tell you, me and and Damien, we together, we were like, okay, we finna have meetings every week. We finna make sure you have all your equipment. You have this money. We're gonna make sure everything's allocated okay. The guy who owns the building actually did all the plumbing for her. She just had to buy like the shampoo bowls. They put up all her mirrors. They did redid the floors. They redid the walls. Like it was really such a blessing for her that she didn't have to come out of pocket for a lot of that stuff. But she was able to get her shop, and then she was like, okay, I want to make sure all my chairs are filled. Now all her chairs are filled.
Right.
She has no space in the shop.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and most people at that age would be like, well, I guess it ain't gonna happen, so I ain't finna do it. She was like,
Right.
nah, I'm finna keep pushing. Like I'm finna keep doing it. You know?
I think when you get older, you seek that part of satisfaction. Like, have I done the things that I wanted to do or the things that God has wanted me to do? And
Mm-hmm.
then when you don't have that satisfaction or that fulfillment, you're seeking out those things. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure your mom is probably content now, like, okay, check mark, I've done that. It's flourishing. I'm helping other people. I'm guiding other
Mm-hmm.
people. So
Yeah.
she's transitioning. She's not stagnant,
Yeah.
in her age. I
Yeah.
think for men and women, it could be the same, but I think also obviously it's different, right? Because we have like our hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And on the flip side, women, and I was just telling you this before, and
Mm-hmm.
me and my friends actually talk about it, which is weird because it seems like nobody's talking about it, right? It's
Right.
perimenopause for women. And I'm
Right.
like, we know that it's coming. We hear about menopause. We know
Mm-hmm.
that your period stops or your cycle stops, and
Right.
you
Right.
get these hot flashes and you get these things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was never taught about was the period before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was the perimenopause, which can last up to 15 years.
So the perimenopause, like, what are the things that you really go through with that? Because once you tell that, I'll tell you what I've experienced with my mom when she was going
Hmm.
through it, and I never knew this was something that existed, and
Hmm.
it tripped me out. But as far as the perimenopause, what are you experiencing with going through that?
So it's, the mood swings, it's the
Mm-hmm.
fatigue, the
Mm-hmm.
increased anxiety, the irritability. You do get the hot flashes. I get cold flashes. I get
Mm-hmm.
night sweats. It's the dreams, it's the appetite. It's
Mm.
it's literally everything in your being, everything that literally changes. And then you're going through this change and you're thinking like, oh, I'm older. Maybe it's because I'm older, not
Mm-hmm.
knowing that it's really something that other women are going through. Because I feel like
Right.
all of my
And
friends in
it's
my friend circle,
biologically going on in your body, something you can't
in your
control.
body, yes.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
you kind of think like you going to the doctor and you trying to figure out what's going on. You thinking the doctor will be like, hey, you're a certain age, this might be what it is. No, the
Hmm.
doctors is really like doing all these tests. Your blood's okay, this is okay, okay. But did you ever think to be like, hey, maybe you're perimenopausal? Because some of this stuff is not going to show in your blood
Right.
work always, right?
And every
It's not
woman
going
is
to show,
different.
and every woman is different.
Hmm.
But when you really talk about it, we really are the same.
Right.
Because when you talk about these symptoms and you talk about these things that we go through, so
Hmm.
many other women are going through the same thing, but they don't talk about it. I don't know if it's embarrassment or if it's taboo in the Black community, because you don't talk about what's going on inside your house, outside your house with outsiders, right? But just the increase in your mental health, depression, anxiety,
Hmm.
it's just so many things. And one thing too that they don't talk about is, Black women are at a higher propensity to have like partial hysterectomies or full hysterectomies, which
Hmm.
catapults us into
Hmm.
that stage significantly faster than white women, right?
Wow.
And so when we're going to the doctor, they're not taking into consideration, and they're the trained professionals, right? You went to medical school for this,
Right.
but you didn't get
Like.
to tell me all this stuff I'm going through. And I can say simply stated as perimenopause,
Hmm.
but it's not simple, right? It's just so complicated. Even now, I actually have an appointment later on this month because I'm perimenopause, and I'm like, this hormone fluctuation I'm going through is very unpredictable, and I don't like it. And then
Like I
like
read. Oh, go ahead.
I'm
Hmm.
gonna say, because I still take birth control
Hmm.
to help maintain like a stable menstrual cycle because baby, my stuff used to put me in a coma every month. Okay.
Right.
And so I asked the doctor, like, do I need to stop this so you can test my hormones? And they're like,
Hmm.
no. But I'm like, something else needs to happen because they didn't want to do like the hormone replacement. They didn't want to do something. They did prescribe me this medication, and which I have not taken yet because the side effects for me outweigh the symptoms.
Right. Right.
Um, and so it really is a lot. And I feel like we need to talk about it. We need to be more conscious and aware of it because we're at a point now where we need to tell our doctors what we need because they're not
Exactly.
treating
Exactly. Exactly. And I really like just in my medical profession because I've been in medicine since 2005,
that. Hmm.
and the first thing that I went into in medicine was gastroenterology. Um, and I learned a lot in that because a lot of the population, of course, was 55 and older. And my
Hmm.
both of my grandparents had just died, and the things I learned, even though they didn't die from any gastrointestinal illnesses, the things I learned with being in that practice was if somebody took the time to talk to them and explain their health to them, would they still be here? You know,
Right. And
because
honestly, I'm going through that now with the gastro, what you call it? What's the word?
gastroenterology,
That. And
yeah,
I didn't realize like all that's connected from your throat down to your ass, right? And
from
so you
rooter to
think
the tutor,
that,
right?
it's something, oh, I can't eat right or I'm having, no, it's from your mouth down
As
to
soon as you
your
swallow,
colon.
all the way down till it comes out,
Yeah.
and like anything gastro, I'm like versed in because I've been in gastro for so long.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I'm not. And speaking of getting older, like my mom, what was that, 2008? I was working at the gastroenterologist, and like I got a call when I was living in Atlanta. They was like, "Oh, she has diverticulitis. She's in the hospital," and I'm like, at that point, I was just dumb. I'm like, diverticulitis. What is diverticulitis? Like, oh my god, like I just
Right.
heard blah blah blah. Mom's in the hospital. You know.
Right. When you
So
say these
I'm just
words that people don't know, like diverticulitis, that
right,
sounds
and I knew
like
what it was,
major.
but right, but I didn't know how to deal with it. And then when I moved to Chicago, like she had been good. That was 2008. So she had been good. I moved here 2018, and then it acted up again.
Hmm.
And she had really started dealing with issues, and she ended up having a colon resection like right before the pandemic,
Hmm.
and was off work right during when the pandemic started. Was about to go back to work. That's a whole different podcast, but it was just like when it came to your family trying to deal with it and trying to understand, it's like, okay, you're a medical professional, yes, but when it's family, it's a totally different story.
Right, right, right,
You
right.
know what I mean? You just try to navigate your way through it and try not to be overbearing when you're doing that. But going back to the perimenopausal stage, I remember when I was even going to high school and stuff like that. Like it first started with my mom being hot, and she would open the window, and she's like, "It's hot in here." And my brother and I, we would have blankets. We're like, no, it's actually freezing. Like, what is wrong with you?"
Right, right.
You know what I mean? But we were young, so of course we never had to deal with that.
Hmm.
And she would always have a fan on and so on and so forth. And we started to see like, okay, what is this? And she finally went to the doctor, and they told her she at the time she was menopausal. There was no perimenopausal at the time.
Hmm.
And then by the time I really got into high school, we moved into the house and so on and so forth. I noticed her mood started to change, and it was
Hmm.
weird. Like some days she would sit there and just start crying, and my stepdad, my brother and stepbrother, we were all looking like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you crying?" I don't know. We're like, "How are you crying and you don't know why you're
Right,
crying?" Because that was new to us.
right.
This was not something like we were familiar with and that guys were prepared for. And
Hmm.
we're like, you're crying. So to us, we're like, if you are crying, then there's a reason why you're crying.
Right.
But to her, she's like, no, my hormones are going crazy. I have no
I'm just
idea why
out of whack right now.
I'm just out
Right.
of whack. I'm emotional and I'm crying. That's it.
Right. Right, right. And and that happens because there's
Yeah,
days where I'm
yeah.
just like, chill. I don't want to be bothered. My mood is a little solemn. And there
Hmm.
really is no explanation. Nothing big has happened. It's
Hmm.
just at this point, everything's perimenopause. It's perimenopause. That's what it is.
That part.
My toenails hurt. It's perimenopause because that shit wasn't happening before. Me and my friends talk about that now because I have this new thing where I go out now. If I
Hmm.
stand up too long, not my
Hmm.
feet, but my toenails start hurting. It's
Right.
perimenopause. I'm adding that to one of the other symptoms. Put that on the list of symptoms of perimenopause.
A
It
perimenopause.
just right. But then I think too, what people don't realize is I think Black women, we get it harder, right? We
Yeah.
dealing with the
Yeah.
systemic racism at our jobs, in the community.
Yeah.
We're these strong women, single moms sometimes, or even just like the primary parent. A lot of responsibility falls on us, and I think when we get those things, and then we get
Hmm.
the natural things that our body goes through, it just really just elevates
Yeah.
the
It makes
outcome.
it even more. What's the word I'm looking for? It brings it more to the forefront, but it definitely
Mhm.
amplifies it. That's the word I'm
Yes,
looking for.
there
It
it is.
really
Yeah.
amplifies it. And that's one thing too, going back to especially us men, black men aging. One major thing that I think has always been a hindrance of black men is the safe space to release, you know.
Mm.
And when I say release, it's we go through shit like anybody else, you know.
Right. Right.
But we can't, depending on your mother. Like my mom, I can go to my mom, I can lay in her arms and I can cry, and she's gonna nurture me, then she gonna give me what I need
Right.
to build me back up, and then be like, okay, you need to get up and go. But
Hmm.
when you don't have that backing from your mother, from your girlfriend, from your friends, and then everything is no homo this, no homo that. Like
Hmm.
when you're my friend, I'm gonna lift you up. I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, what you don't want to hear, and what you have to hear.
Right.
To me, that's my responsibility because I'm not gonna let another dude, another man, come out here and be targeted because he's an angry black man.
Right.
Because he doesn't have anywhere to release, and that's why I try to tell him even now with us getting older, you guys are gonna have to release this shit. You going and getting a 20-year-old girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you do into, you know what I mean, is not going to sit here and reverse the aging process. Actually, you're
Right.
going to be tired and it's probably going to kill you faster.
Okay. If you're trying to do something that you already know, because look, I already know one night of going out, I need 1 day of recovery.
One
Sometimes
day,
two.
a whole day of recovery.
So you with y'all with these young women, they partying. Baby, you need a week. You
You
need
need
a
a whole
week.
week.
You're
And
tired, and your hairline just got pushed back a whole inch trying to
your
keep look
hairline got
like
pushed
a
back a
25
whole
year old.
inch. Your pockets then got pushed back. I don't know how far back because you didn't sit here spent this damn money you know you didn't have.
No, you didn't have it. Shouldn't be spending.
You shouldn't be spending trying to sit here and prove like you the Mac, you the whatever. You know what I mean, nigga? Stop.
Stop. Please stop.
Please stop. You look
Before
like
Jesus stopped you, okay? Before
you
God
you
stopped you.
you look a fool. And then when they wheeling your ass out of that damn club in the ambulance, and you sitting there holding your heart, knowing your ass should have stayed home.
She like, is my name on the insurance policy?
Nope.
Are you okay? Now she's trying to kill you because she know you worth a little change, okay?
Right, right. The
No,
insurance
baby,
worth a
no.
little change, but have you seen his bank account? Because they good at fronting. But
Amen.
sorry, brothers. I love
That's
y'all.
a, that's gonna be a whole nother topic, okay?
I'm sorry, brothers. I love y'all. I'm not trying to put all your secrets out there, but y'all need
Oh,
to
but
stop
listen,
fronting.
the women are not exempt, okay? Because
The
this representative that be going out with the hair and the nails and all that, baby.
Right.
When you sleeping on an air mattress on the floor, baby, you on the area rug. Like,
You
come
don't
on.
want that nigga to come in the house because you don't want him to really see what you got going on in there. Because
Right.
we ain't gonna talk about how that bathroom look. We ain't gonna talk about them clothes all over the place with that air mattress and them dishes and shit that they been washing and sink. But that's a totally different topic. But you want him to have the Bentley, the bank account, the Rolex, the house, and all this kind of
Right.
shit. But you sitting here making oodles and noodles, but your ass can't cook nothing else. But I digress.
Right. But back to these men trying to, but this is the thing, you got these men that see this representative and they're trying to impress her.
Right.
Baby, be your age. Because let me tell you right now, you ask me, no, I can't, my knees said no.
No.
I'm not,
My
can
knees
you
said
go?
hell
How
the
low can
fuck
you
no.
go? This is it. I'm not trying to compete with nobody next to me, behind me, or around me.
My
My body
sleepy
says stop here.
level my sleepy level said no, this is not gonna work in between these times. So this is my cutoff period with my sleepy level, and then if you want to go out, you can go out.
Listen, there's I just sent my this thing to my friends yesterday. It said, now if you see somebody over 40 out after 9, they took a nap. For sure. That's me. And then
For
even
sure.
still, me taking a nap, being out at 9, baby, I still need to be home by 12. Because
I
I'm
took a
tired.
nap before I was 30. Before I went out. Don't think that didn't happen.
Listen, I need to live
Even
in Europe where they
yesterday, look,
semester is
yesterday
part
my
of the
mom called
workday.
me at 9:59. She was like, "You still up?" I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Okay, I was trying to catch you before you went to bed because she said I already know."
Listen,
10:30. That's a wrap. My phone is on D&D after 10:30. If it's not, if you ain't my mom or my brother or my dude, you can
see,
call
that's
my
good
phone.
because mine is on do not disturb after 9:30, right? Because I
Right.
need a transition period. And let me tell you, so I told you I started back school this week.
Uh huh.
For those that don't know, I'm back in grad school. I'm switching my career after 10 years. Um, and so on Tuesday, I had a class that I thought that we didn't meet. It was an asynchronous class.
Uh huh.
Why did teacher send us a text at 3 talking about here's the link to log into class tonight?
3 in
Why
the
was
morning.
the class from 7 p.m. to 8:15? Let me tell you why I dropped that class. And I need to add the other section because baby, that's around my bedtime. I need to go to bed. I need the
Right.
5:30 class because who's meeting for class? No,
Right.
no, no.
Mm-mm.
I'm not trying to compete. I'm not trying to act
Mm-mm.
that I'm younger.
I'm
I
trying to
want to
get.
go.
I'm past my grade, and I'm trying to move on. That's it.
You see my little grade. You can see a couple. They standing out. And I can't dye my hair because my scalp is so sensitive. So I
Mm-hmm.
know like once this all turns gray, baby, she just gonna be gray.
Right.
She's gonna be gray.
You know, I have to be really careful. Like, it's so funny. I don't care about my grade. I think my mom cares about it more. So whenever she comes out here, she has to dye it. She be really serious. Like, you ain't got no color on your hair, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, I
It's
am
just me.
who.
This is
Uh,
me.
she got to put the color on there, so I let her put the color on there, and I'm like, I don't know if it make you feel older, because you know
Right.
she got her hair dyed, and it's like a
Well, we
blonde.
can still be siblings, Miss Betty, okay? But
Right,
that's what my listen, my auntie, she's 70 something, but she used to make us
hmm
call her sister girl because she didn't
right,
want to be auntie. She's like, don't be calling me auntie when we in public. I'm like, all right, sister girl. And then one time I started calling her sister girl and she wasn't answering. I'm like, now which one is it? Are you gonna be
right.
auntie and sister girl? Because now I'm trying to, go with your
I'm trying to
vibe,
figure
but
this
you're
shit
not
out.
answering.
Right. Who is you today?
Right. Because
Right.
I'll let you be sister girl. We could be sister girls, auntie. But I'm gonna need you to
Because
remember
you
the
know,
sister
like we was always old souls anyway. From the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, you know, like
Okay.
back even when I was in high school, I used to like to party with people like 40, 50 years old. First of all, I was like, they always got food.
You're gonna be taken care of, right?
And I was like, they always got drink. And then if I get a little too full, they always got somewhere for me to take a nap. So like
Yeah.
I was always cool with like that crowd. So like now I'm in that crowd. Jesus.
It's me. Baby, you got
I,
gum? I do. You got a needle? I do. You got a bottle
I,
of pen? Yes, I do. Hair
I
tie,
do.
everything, toilet paper, I got it. It's all in my purse. All that.
Look,
That's what I would say. We're gonna say, oh women, go on, elevate to your big purse.
They be laughing at me. My auntie one time, she was like, "You such a mother's child." She was like, "Oh, I just spilled coffee on my." I was like, "I got a Tide pen. Here you go." She's like,
Right.
"Nigga, for real."
Got it
Yes,
all.
yes, got it all. I don't like to be inconvenienced. I don't
At all.
at
I
all.
I need to have everything that I would normally have at home at my
With me.
fingertips.
Right.
Yeah.
I need a band aid. I need some alcohol. I need
Right.
some Neosporin. I need
All of those things.
whatever I need. I need to have it like on my person.
Right. Because if I got to go home and get it, I'm not coming back out.
I'm not coming back out. That's a wrap. When I leave, that's a wrap.
Once you
So
go home, after that.
if if I go home, I'm going home.
Listen. And it don't look, it don't let me volunteer. I'm like, I'll go get it. Just know that I'm going home.
For real,
That is
for
my
real.
segue to
Right.
exit stage
My
left.
segue.
Okay, I'm out
I'll
of
go
here.
pick
Don't
up the
get
food. Mm-mm.
right.
No, ain't shit. Yeah, I'm picking
You
up my
better send
food.
somebody else with me because
Finna go get me a sourdough jack and a motherfucking shake and call it a day.
facts. Okay. Hey,
Right. Oh, I forgot y'all. Oh, I fell asleep.
listen. And I know and I feel like we're not off topic, right? We're still on topic because these are things that you do when you get older.
These are things that you do when you get older, and you
And
don't feel
so if
bad
I
about
go
the
to
shit.
a party or this at your house at the you rented out a venue, if I can't find a parking spot that's close, convenient, if I
Mm-mm.
gotta circle around that third time, I'm gonna circle out the parking lot and back on the freeway and go home.
Right. We were in New Orleans a few weeks ago, and I forget where we went, and we were looking for parking because they had this. It was the French Quarter Fest going on
Hmm.
the weekend we were out there, and then they had some. They had the Strawberry Fest going on. It was like a whole bunch of shit going on. So we're trying to find
I love
parking.
those.
Oh, girl,
I know that parking was what, $30, 20, $30.
it more than that. One parking that we went to was like $50, but then we lucked out and they wasn't charging. So I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
okay.
good."
Right.
Another one was like $30, $40, and then we were going to a restaurant there, so they validated. So I was like, "Okay,
Hmm.
good. We
Right.
go get this validated." Even though
Like
we're
we
gonna park
was
here,
gonna
eat
stop
at
to get a
the
drink, a tea, a soda pop,
look.
something.
And you know, we was right
Validate
there
this
by the
ticket.
river, and we stopped there.
Oh, you on Riverwalk.
Yeah, so we went to the restaurant. It's called Grand Isle Cafe. If you ever go, you have to go to Grand Isle. They got these crawfish beignets. Oh my god!
Oh yes.
And
You know,
these oysters and the
we
grilled
we'll be
oysters
going in
too.
October, so we gonna have to hit them up.
And let me know because that's the perfect time to go. Hurricane season over too. You,
Mm,
if I got to drive down there, I drive down there.
yeah,
Um,
we going that because that's the fair season for them. So,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
one of my aunts, she always be entering her stuff into the fair. So we supposed to be going in October.
Let me know because we definitely gonna be going. And girl, I got that damn validation. I'm like, okay, now let's go to the French Quarter Fest. And we
Right,
finna walk around here
right.
and
You
get some
gonna have
more
to
to
take
eat.
it.
Oh, right, get some more to eat up here and left at that damn parking structure. Didn't pay nothing.
Hmm.
And then this time I had never did that. I got the little pass for the trolley, or excuse me,
Okay.
the sidecar, because you know they hate calling it the trolley. My homegirl live out there. Ain't no trolley, it's a sidecar.
Okay.
I got the little pass, so it was like $8 for 3 days to
Hmm.
get on the
Oh, that's not
trolley, and
bad.
we was on Canal already, so I'm like, I'll take the little trolley up and down Canal,
Right.
you know,
Right. Probably one of the people on the bike, something.
and something.
Let me tell you though, because if I got to circle this block one more time, I'm going home.
Right. I ain't gonna keep moving my car, and I want to get
And
fucked
I'm not
up,
gonna keep paying $30 a pop, at least
and I ain't getting
per.
no DUI.
And I'm not getting a DUI because baby, we walking and drinking, okay?
We walking and we drinking, and we drinking and we walking, and wherever we go, we drinking. So, it's gonna have to be feasible
It's going to have to be, okay?
where I can get to and from the hotel. That's
Yes.
it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just with the convenience though, I was like, I got to the point where you know what? I was like, even if I had to pay that $50 for the other parking space or that $30 for the other one, I was gonna pay it because I'm like, I'm not finna keep looking for parking. Like, I'm gonna just park. And if I
And
could
so you
find a
know what?
valid,
That's another thing too in getting older, which
hmm
people should embrace, right?
right, right,
Because I like VIP status.
hmm
If
hmm
if I could upgrade, if
I'm
I
a
could do
upgrade.
something like even at the concerts when they have those festivals, you upgrade with the VIP bathroom, you get a separate bathroom, separate entrance, separate bar.
Right,
Upgrade me, please.
upgrade me,
Upgrade me. Or
upgrade
even if I
me.
go to the we went to Orange County, went to what restaurant was it? One of the restaurants, I can't think of the name of it. But it was valet parking and literally the restaurant was right there.
hmm
Valet me, please, because
If I don't have to look for a parking space, then I'm not looking for one. Let y'all find one, and then when I come out of here, let y'all pick me up.
I am older. I am trying to live a soft life. Anything that can make life more convenient for me, please.
And
I will
I didn't even
pay.
understand that about my mom. Like we was doing, she was like, just meal, just valet, or just pay for this. I'll pay for it.
When you're younger, you're like, oh my God, sweetie,
Right, right.
$40. Oh my God, no.
Now
But
it'd
no,
be like $50. I'm like, look, if it's
pay it.
if it's cutting down off of steps and it's convenience to me, look, here go that $50. I wasn't expecting to spend it, but here you go.
Right.
I'm good.
Because if
I'm
I got
not
to circle
doing
this
it.
parking lot one more time, I'm going home. I'm
That
going home.
part.
But
That's
then
the
I also
major
just like the
issue.
convenience too of that everybody's not doing it. So you
Right.
know that, and excuse me for saying it, call me bougie if you want. I've been called bougie before. You
Me
don't
too.
have the lower life, the lower class people that be doing ghetto
That
shit. I
be
mean, I
in
like
your
to be ghetto,
way.
but I like to be, bougie when I do it.
Right. And
So
to me, it's not
I'm gonna
even,
pay for convenience.
like I said, it's not even being bougie. I'm paying for convenience. And if you don't want to pay for convenience, then that's on you. I'm
I feel
paying
like
for the shit.
we always want nice, fine things, right?
I've worked my ass off to get to where the fuck I'm at. So
Period. Period.
I want
I
as
done kissed a
much
lot of
comfort.
ducks. Okay. Oh, sorry.
If I
I'm
could
sorry.
have somebody park my car when I pull up to the house, I would do that too.
Please park my car and bring my bags. Bring my bags.
Bring them back. You know what? And this ain't that kind of condo building. Sorry, y'all. I do live in Chicago, but this ain't that kind of condo building. But if I did buy that kind of condo building, oh, trust me, go here. And all them groceries in that trunk. Yeah,
Right.
everything in them
All of
bags.
that.
Yeah,
All of that.
go and bring that up to apartment 1416. Yeah,
Yeah.
bring that up.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'll have and I'll have a tip for you when
Right.
you do it. Because
Shit.
as long as I ain't got to do it, I'm happy.
I'm happy. Hell, I didn't want to go to the store and buy the shit.
Right.
Now,
Listen,
I've
I
got.
know COVID. We complained about COVID because we had to isolate, but I just feel like in my seasoned age, COVID was a great thing.
It
Being
kind of
able to
was.
order pickup, your food to your toiletries to your
hmm
clothes. I use it to this day.
Now,
I
I still
use
use a
it.
lot of service apps for different things, but certain things, especially if I'm cooking something specific, I don't trust like Instacart and DoorDash and all that. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I need to go to the store and get the actual ingredient I want to get. Because like one time I wanted to make a lemon cake,
Hmm.
and like I didn't have no lemons, and I needed lemon zest, and I saw at the store they had like this little jar of like dried lemon zest, so I
Hmm.
ordered that. This heifer brought some damn lemon ass cookies to my
What?
damn house. Right.
What?
And I'm like no substitutions. Like I don't. If you don't find what's on this picture, I don't want none of
I
it.
don't want nothing else.
She bought some lemon cookie bars or whatever, and I'm like, this ain't lemon zest.
She said it said lemon. That's another reason why we need to grow up. We need to mature, okay?
Right.
Because once you get older, stuff makes sense. You like stuff the way that you like it, and you
And
don't
you're
settle
not
for
taking the okie doke. It's like either
yeah.
it's this way, or it's not at all. Like, come on now. I asked
I
for
feel
a
like too
specific.
when you're younger, you have this fear of like missing out. Like, oh my god, when you don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Miss out on what? Like it's been so
Right.
many functions and like last weekend they were having my in laws, they were doing a little brunch on Saturday and stuff. It was just like us, the younger crowd. I love still being a younger crowd in the family,
Right.
but yeah, it was just us, and like, he was telling me like, "Oh, they gonna do brunch, and it's at 10." I'm like, I'm not even finna make it." I'm like, I already know that's not finna happen on my end. If you want to go, have a good time, enjoy it, bring me a plate. But yeah, I'm not getting up till 10, 11 o'clock anyway. And they called and he was like, "Y'all still coming?" Like, no, nope.
It got
And
to be something special to get me up and out.
I don't have to come. I don't feel obligated. Like you remember back in the day, you used to feel like, oh, I have to go. Oh, they gonna be
Right.
mad if I don't show up. Fuck that.
Right. And that's another thing of being in your 40s where you just stop doing things out of obligation. You start being
Right.
selfish and doing things for yourself. If it's something I want to do, I'm gonna do it. But I'm
And
not gonna
like we,
do it just because I'm obligated anymore. Fuck
I'm
that. I'm
obligated to
excited.
do it, and because of who you are in my life, no. And when
And
we talked about the power of no, that's my favorite two-letter N word. No,
it's a
no, I'm not
sentence.
doing it. No,
It's an exclamation. It's an
it's an
expression.
exclamation. It's a period. It's a
It's everything. It's
everything.
everything.
No, and don't ask me why. Why was in the N and the O and the exclamation or the why or in the period or in whatever other thing I'm going to put at the end of the sentence of no. That was the end of the sentence.
Oh, we got a little
And
glitch.
unapologetically.
You still there?
So take it how you leave it. You still with me?
I don't know what happened. Okay, you back?
Yeah, we back. I don't know what happened. If that's my internet or your internet. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's
I'm
going
still
on.
talking though. Look, I'll still talk a little bit.
Me too. We're gonna get it together eventually, but these are always fun conversations. So, like to end it on a positive note, like if you guys, especially my man, um, if you guys need someone to talk to, you can always hit me up. You can always email me at xlentllc at gmail.com, and we can go further and I can give you resources for you to deal with you getting older, because I know sometimes it's kind of hard to understand it. It's a new thing, and we've expected it, but we didn't know how to embrace it, and most of us weren't taught like what to expect when we get to our age, you know.
It's okay to talk about
And
it.
it's okay to talk about it. So if you need somebody to talk about it with me. The ladies dealing with perimenopause, like
Definitely
I'm
have those conversations. It's
yes,
it's it's you need to talk about it because when you're confused as to what's going on with your body and the doctor can't give you an answer, you don't have an answer, it's probably perimenopause. And if you talk about it with your friends or your family or the women in your family, you will realize that we all go through it and you're not going through this alone.
exactly, exactly.
Don't
And
call
if
me
you
because I'm going through it. So I can't call
she
Janelle.
ain't don't
Call
call her. You
Danielle.
can call me, and I can
Call
find you
Danielle.
somebody you can talk to. But don't go through it alone. That's the
Definitely
main
don't.
thing. You don't go
Definitely
through it
don't.
alone. Don't be scared to talk to your doctor. Like your doctor is yes a trained professional, but challenge him, because I've challenged many doctors. And I've told them many times, like I don't agree with their diagnosis, and they gonna have to
Right.
do more than what they doing, to make me
And I've
feel
always said,
comfortable with what they're diagnosing me with.
and I say that, doctors, they are the trained professionals, right? They're trained professionals in their field, but you're the trained professional of yourself. You know
Yeah.
what's normal for your
Hmm.
body and what's not normal. And I think that we have to normalize going in and telling these doctors what we need and what we want. I think that even I'll share this. I know we're closing out, but even like,
Hmm.
women at age 40, you're supposed to get a mammogram. Age
Hmm.
45, you're supposed to get a colonoscopy. If your doctor is not referring you to these things, you need to ask for them yourself. Because my
Exactly.
doctor, unfortunately, dropped the ball. And I had a black woman doctor. She dropped the
Wow.
ball, did not
Right.
refer me for a mammogram, and now I'm getting mammograms every 6 months because she dropped the ball.
Exactly. And I had the same issue happen when I first moved to Chicago. And I really think it was an elevation issue moving here compared to even like when I moved to Atlanta. But I kept having these spells where I felt like I was going to pass out. I had these
Mhm.
chest discomforts and so on and so forth. And she was a black female doctor, and she kept saying, "Oh, it's anxiety and anxiety." I'm like, "No, I have situational anxiety. Like if I have to go to the airport, and I'm on standby, and I may not get on the plane, but I have to get to this situation." Then yes, I'm gonna be anxious. Or
Right,
if I have to get to work and I'm on the train and the train is fucking up, um, then yes, I'll have anxiety. But I don't just walk around the world anxious. You know,
right.
some people do, but that's not me. That's not my situation. And I keep having these chest pains. It keeps feeling like I'm a pass out, and I would catch myself like right before I would fall. And she was like, "Oh, I'm just put you on this anxiety medication." I told her, I said, from the jump, if one of the side effects is gonna make me have suicidal thoughts, I'm not fucking with it. I said,
Right,
I've never wanted to kill myself, and I don't want to start.
right,
So if that's one of the side effects, I don't want to take it. So,
right.
but go and prescribe the medication. I got the medication first side effect. May cause suicidal thoughts. I was like, no, I'm
No,
not
thank
gonna
you.
take. Mm-mm. So
Look,
I went
if suicidal
off.
thoughts and diarrhea, I'm good.
Right,
Okay, keep
right.
it, keep it.
Keep it. So I went off on her, and like her jaws was tight, and I would say, I don't give a damn if you pissed off or not. I'm gonna be dead tomorrow, and you're gonna be on to your next patient. You not finna trump me off as another fucking number. I said, what you need to do is doctor at this point in time. Well, Mr. Horton, what do you want to do? I said, you need to have me go to the cardiologist. You need to have me go to the neurologist. I need to see the gastroenterologist and whoever motherfucker ologist I can't think of right now. But you need to make a order for all of them
Right,
motherfuckers,
all of them, all of
all
them,
of them,
all the
all
allergists.
of them, all of them. Period. And you need to
Period.
fix your face on top of that.
Don't be mad
And
because I'm
she
asking you to do your job. Because my thing is, I feel like healthcare has gone to the reactive
and
state
not the
as opposed to
proactive.
the preventative measures. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let's not
Mm-hmm.
deal with it once it's full blown, right? Let's prevent it from happening in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
And I'm not gonna keep telling you this. You like, oh, you like, oh, you're just anxious. No, you haven't even tested anything to figure out if I am or not.
Let me see. My mama's doctors hate to see me coming. She probably hate to see me coming too because I'd be on their
Right.
ass. Because
Me too.
I know because you're not gonna, like you said, give my mom something that, oh, the number one side effect is death.
Right. Well,
Well,
shit.
she's not ready
That's
to
the number
die.
one side effect of the thing she's going through now, anyway.
Right.
So
So
you're
yeah,
not
no, get
preventing nothing.
yeah. No, no.
Come on,
Definitely
girl.
advocate for yourselves. Don't
Advocate
be
for
afraid to
yourself.
say no. Don't be afraid to get a second opinion. I
Even
just
if
feel
your
like
doctor gets pissed off, oh well.
they'll get over it.
They'll get
If they
over it.
don't, then you can
Look
write
at
a
your
complaint.
insurance and see who else is another doctor in your plan. And
For
go from
sure.
there and find who fits for you and who works for you. You know, thank God I finally, my primary care doctor, she she old as dirt, but she cool as hell and she know what she on. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I can tell her anything and she's like click click click. Like I already know what that is and she's gonna take the time to actually research it. If she's not familiar, she's going to give me an educated option. Not just like this is the only option you have. She's like, okay, you can go this route, you can go this route, you can go that route. You know,
Hmm.
and not just be like, okay, this is the route I say, that's the route you're gonna go. So
Right.
everybody do what you got to do. Make sure that you educate yourself, man. Make sure you get help. There's groups out there. I'm going to start a men's group. I have to start my nonprofit too, because it's a lot of us that need help. There's a lot of us that need talk. We've been doing great as my generation as dads. Thank God for the most of us, not all of us, but for the most of us who didn't have dads, we've been doing a lot better with this generation that we grew up in. You know, you guys been trying to step up, but ladies, make sure you advocate for each other. Talk to your other women. Men, talk to your other men. Don't be ashamed. Find that one brother that you can confide in, or that one sister. You know what I mean? Everybody's not going to think you weak when you're at a point in time where you're just looking for answers and you're trying to seek help because you don't know who you are, where you are, because this is a total different change that we weren't prepared to go through. And
Right.
so, you know, I appreciate it. Thank all of y'all for tuning in. And till the next time, this is Keeping It Real with Millie Mill and Rita P.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.